Okay, hello everybody, and we're back again because my cat's trying to drink out of the sink. I guess I just can't stay away. I don't know why. But like the last video, this is going to be a chatty video while I get myself ready to go. That's it. Just a chatty video while I get myself ready to go. We already established that this is a terrible angle, and it's, well, the visuals suck. But you could just turn around and work on whatever task you're working on. That's what I do when I usually watch YouTube videos. Or you could sit and watch me get ready for the day. So, why am I here? Why am I making this video today? Because I foolishly clicked on a video on YouTube that I clicked on it just based on the title. And then afterwards, I'm like, I have things to say about that. So I'm going to say them. The title was, I don't know exactly, but it was about red flags in homeschooling. And Max, nobody wants to listen to you drink out of the faucet. Get down. I clicked on it because I was curious, because I'm like, okay, well, I've heard about red flags in homeschooling before, but what I've heard of before just kind of pissed me off, frankly, because it would be things like, if you go to a homeschool house and their house is clean, that's a red flag, because if you're a good homeschooler, your house should be a mess all the time. And I'm like, hard pass. No, thank you. I don't think the cleanliness of your house determines your homeschooling. So anyway, I was curious what this video was about. And the long and short of it is, I don't think there are red flags, really, in homeschooling. I think there are red flags in parenting, and there are red flags in home environments for kids and that kind of stuff. So I do want to talk about, like, what are these red flags? Like, what is an actual red flag that we should be looking out for when it comes to children, which includes homeschool children, it includes public school children. Red flags. Signs of abuse. If you see any signs of physical, psychological abuse in a child, that's a red flag, no matter what their educational situation is, right? And the person who made this video was like, you know, abuse is a red flag. I'm like, well, no crap. I mean, that's not just a red flag. That's a full-blown stop sign, right? Abuse is not okay. It's not like, ooh, that's a red flag. Let's stop and evaluate that. That's like okay, full halt. We need to do something about this because it's not okay. But is abuse specific to homeschool? No. I'm actually in the middle of writing a paper right now for this course that I absolutely hate. I really like to write. I really hate English classes because they take all the joy out of writing. But anyway, I have to write this like long thesis paper, and of course I chose the topic of homeschooling. So I've been doing a lot of research, trying to find, you know, peer-reviewed studies and legit evidence and research about homeschooling. And just yesterday, I was reading something that was a peer-reviewed study that was saying that there is no evidence to suggest that child abuse is more prevalent in homeschool homes than in any other home. And so this person who had the red flag video, they actually made a statement that said abuse is significant and prevalent in homeschool homes, which was funny to me because then later she made a statement saying, you know, it's important that you cite your sources and you make statements based on fact. So I'm like, okay, well, where did you get that information, my dear? Where are your facts? Because the facts that I've been researching say that's not true. Anyway, moving on. Next red flag for a child would be signs of educational neglect, which obviously can fall under the category of abuse also, but more specifically, educational neglect. If you have a kid that does not have some of the most basic skills and knowledge that you would expect them to have for their age, that deserves a little bit more investigation. Now, it might turn out that that kid is working really hard on it and their parents are working really hard on it and they're just not there yet, and that's okay. The red flag comes when you have a kid that is significantly academically, intellectually, cognitively behind, and the parents are like, oh, they're fine, they'll get there. But they're not actually doing anything to help them get there. That would be a problem. That is not typically the case in homeschooling. Do you come across situations like that? Yeah, for sure. You come across situations like that in public school, private school, homeschool. Some people are just people. But yeah, I could see that as a red flag in homeschooling. Another red flag to me would, if you see somebody that says they homeschool, but there's no actual evidence of them homeschooling, that's kind of a red flag. I'd be like, are you just using this as a cover so you don't have to take responsibility and send your kids to school? Because again, that also happens. Not okay. But, other than that, I really can't think of any red flags, because everything else is just us being judgy brats. Like, a red flag, let me think of some examples. If somebody says, well, it's a red flag if you give your kid too much independence. Is it? Who says what's too much independence? If we go back to our original red flags of abuse and academic neglect and that kind of stuff, if they're making progress academically and they are happy and they are living their life and they have more independence than what this person thinks they should have, well, who gives a flip? Like, so what? In my home, I believe strongly that we should not do for a child what they can do for themselves. Some people think that's terrible. Maybe some people think that's a red flag. That doesn't mean we're not kind. We don't help each other and do that kind of stuff. I'm talking about like always doing something. You don't allow your child to do things they can do for themselves, because I feel like that inhibits their growth. And now that I have combed through my hair, I don't know what to do with it. You would say, okay, we'll leave it down because it'll be nice, but no, I don't have any product in it. So as soon as this water dries, what it's going to be is a big poofy mess. And I have to go to a cross-country meet. So I should probably put it up because it's probably going to be hot later. It's cold right now. Nice hoodie. Anyway, or things like saying a red flag is that you should or shouldn't use a certain kind of curriculum. All right, well, shouldn't each family decide for themselves what kind of curriculum they should use? Or, gosh, there were so many that they said that I was just like, oh, stop talking. Here's a fun one. I kind of felt targeted in this one. I'm not going to lie. They were like, a red flag is if you have a YouTuber, a homeschool YouTuber, like me, who shares curriculum with you that they are not actively using in their home all the time. And I'm like, hold on, sorry guys. Let's see if we can make this better for you. I'm like, that's stupid. Like, I share all kinds of curriculum, or I did share all kinds of curriculum when I was actively doing videos, and not reactively doing videos. I would call this a reactive video. I guess that's what you get from me now, is reactive videos. I see something, I think about it, I talk about it. Like the CLEP test, or like people red flagging homeschool. Whoa, I totally lost my train of thought. Like, gone. Give me a second. Thinking about it. Oh yeah, sharing curriculum that we don't use. Guys, I don't share curriculum with you so that I can say, hey, this curriculum choice that we used in our home is the best choice. I mean, I do share the curriculum we use in our home also, and I will say, hey, this has been the best choice for us. This is my favorite curriculum. This is what we like the most. But you are not me. And I don't expect you to be. Maybe what we use will work for you. Maybe it won't. But what I would like to do is make sure you guys have a chance to peek at a variety of options so that you can decide what does work for you. Not just try and replicate what I'm doing in my house, because that is a fast track to homeschool burnout, is trying to replicate other people. Not cool. So no, I don't think it's a red flag that I share curriculum that I don't actively use with my kids all year. And I say that when I share it. I'm like, hey, we're not using this one, but here it is for you to take a look at. I don't go in and be like, oh, this one's the best. No. I think she was saying that, okay, well, people that do that are just trying to make money. They're not in it to help you. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I am in it to help you. And second of all, okay, so why are you villainizing homeschool YouTubers that try and make a little bit of income for their family? Like, okay, if you can do this, if you can do homeschool videos and you can do that and you have all the money that you need in your house despite inflation, oh my gosh, then great, good for you. But if somebody else is homeschooling, they're like, hey, we could use some extra cash in our house. And so because of that, I'm going to share these different curriculum choices with people. And I'm going to promote different curriculums that I can get credit for if you guys buy through my links. Like, why is that a bad thing? It would be a bad thing if I lied to you about the curriculum, if I was like, oh, this one's amazing, and I had never looked at it, I had never done anything with it, and I was promoting it beyond my knowledge about it just to try and get you to buy it. But I don't think I do that. I tell you what I know, I let you see what it is, and you decide for yourself. That is not a red flag, guys. That is just sharing information, right? Sharing information, that's good. I should have written these down. The other one was, let's see, we did independence and sharing materials that we don't use. Oh, and switching materials. She's like, oh, if they switch materials, that's a red flag. Whatever. You guys have seen my videos. If it's not working for you, do something different. That's whatever. Don't worry about it. Honestly, to me, the red flag is judgy people. If you have a homeschooler that is on here and they are telling you, no, this is the way to do it, and if you do A, B, C, D, you're wrong and it's bad and you shouldn't do it that way, and no, thank you. There are so many different ways to homeschool. And honestly, I used to be like anti-unschooling even. I'd be like, okay, except for this pathway, this one's bad. But even that, with the right home and the right kid, if that is the right fit for them and their kid is making progress and learning and doing what they need to do, who am I to say that that's the right way or the wrong way? I'm not. That'll work for some kids. It might not work for all kids, and that's okay. That's why we have variety and difference. Anyway, this is a little bit of a soapbox. I guess what I'm saying in sum is don't abuse your children, don't neglect your children, and don't be a judgy bitch. That's all I got. Otherwise, pick what's right for you, pick what's right for your kids, make changes when you need to make changes, and don't take advice from people that are telling you how you need to do things, when you need to do things, what you need to do, because they're not you. They don't know your home. They don't know your life. They don't know your situation. You do you. That's all I got. Thanks for listening to my rant, and I will catch you next time.